Charlie, this is Stevie. Sorry, Jedi Master Stevie.
Yes, it is May. So may the force be with you.
We are chilling with popcorn. Welcome to another Bad Movie Monday, where we review films that are bad, films that are so bad they're good, and bad films that we like.
So, continuing with the Star Wars, may the force be with you, and may the Star Wars cast be with you. We are now on Mark Hamill with Slipstream, released in 1989 in the near future. Who cares really about the plot? Directed by Steven Lisberger, who directed Tron, and it stars Bob Peck, Mark Hamill, Bill Paxton, Robbie Coltrane, and I didn't even see him in it, but Ben Kingsley's in there somewhere.
Oh.
You could see where Ben Kingsley was. Oh, and F. Murray Abraham saw him. Released in 1989, and I haven't even got the budget and gross, but it failed due to lack of distribution in the US and bankrupted Gary Kurtz, who was at one point a Star Wars producer for Star Wars and Empire.
Cool.
So, over to you.
So, the first thing I've got on here is 1999. Mark does Slipstream, Carrie does The Burbs, and Harrison does Indy 3. Which of those is more successful?
Which is your favourite?
Which is your favourite? Yeah,
if you can't say anything other than Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, you're at
it.
89. Burbs, yes.
Burbs.
Oh, Burbs.
Burbs or Indy? Indy 3.
I like Indy 3, but I also like Burbs.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark Hamill. This was the one that. Sorry, both Princess Leia and Han Solo beat Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. Okay, so let's actually get into the film now. It's got an epic score.
Yeah.
But the sound quality is really bad.
Elmer Bernstein, who did Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And at times you feel like you're listening to Dana's theme.
Yeah. It's got a very British feel, and we found out it was filmed in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
And
Turkey
and was it Pinewood?
Yeah, Pinewood.
Pinewood, wasn't it? Pinewood, yeah. Pinewood Studio. So it was filmed. Majority of it was filmed here in the UK.
And it has got a very low budget, end of the 80s British feel to it, and a lot of it. I had that in terms of how it feels. Not in terms of story, but in terms of the feel. It's got that very Biggles Adventures in Time.
But I liked Biggles.
But Biggles was a good movie. This is not comparing Slipstream to Biggles. Biggles is a very enjoyable movie.
Yes.
But it has that whole, especially with the cameras that they use.
Yeah.
It does have that very British at the time. Feel to it in terms of the cameras that they use.
Yeah. And then the next thing is the late great Bill Paxton.
Legendary Bill Paxton.
Legendary Bill Paxton is Bill Paxton.
He's Bill Paxton doing. If you like Bill Paxton,
doing what Bill Paxton does best.
It's kind of funny. We watched this for Mark Hamill. Now Mark Hamill does look absolutely fantastic. He has got a real action hero, even though he is the bad guy. Spoilers. But he has the look.
You start off by rooting for
him.
And then about 5-10 minutes into the film, you switch, don't you?
Yeah.
It's quite a quick switch.
Yeah, because you go from going Mark Hamill looks cool. Even if he's the bad guy, he is cool.
Well, you don't know he's the bad guy to begin with.
You know, but that's good. But then when Bill Paxton comes in, it's kind of like you can't compete with Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mark Hamill is wonderful, but Bill Paxton is Bill Paxton no matter what you watch him in.
Yes. Yeah.
Comment below what your favourite Bill Paxton movie is.
Yes.
What's yours? Titanic. I'm going to say Titanic for you.
No.
There's not.
Club Dread.
Club Dread, great choice. I'm never going to appear on a Bad Movie Monday.
Never.
Club Dread, Coconut Pete.
Coconut Pete.
I'm going to have to go with either Apollo 13 or Twister. I'm going to say Apollo 13. I love Apollo 13.
I thought you were going to say Twister.
I love Apollo 13 just slightly more. Okay. Although I do love Twister because he's the extreme. He's more quotable.
I always forget, but the thing is, I always forget that he's in Titanic. So
let's talk about better Bill Paxton movies than Slipstream.
Let's get on with this one. So, if this film is an advert for gliders, it's doing very well.
It is. It's loads of unnecessary glider shots.
Yeah, and there's too much flying and not enough story.
Exactly.
Yeah. See what we got.
In this big area.
Yeah, in this big area by them Jericho.
Yeah, if you don't know who Len Jericho are, I'm probably not alone.
I didn't know who they were, but then I was born in the 80s.
Then you got an education afterwards from me.
Unfortunately.
Yes. But what does it take to get through to make your earth move? If I could live. Look that one up.
Yeah, sure.
Don't look that up.
It's a B movie that wants to be more.
It is a B movie that wants to be more. It gets points for trying before it gets all confusing.
Yeah. And some of the props and clothing are very 80s.
Yeah, there's a lot of nylon. It looks like.
And, yeah.
Looks like don't go near these costumes with a match or a lighter because straight up.
Yeah. So 41 minutes in, and it's turned into some kind of religious preachy film.
It does. It's like that came out of nowhere.
But it does change. It does change back. But
then again it does. You find out that when you spoilers ahead. So if you haven't really figured this one out, when you find out that he's a android. Android. We had cyborgs last week. Android. He's an android.
What's the difference between android and cyborg?
Cybernetic organism. He was just an android. Robot with.
Yeah, it was a robot basically. There's a lot of bad lighting in it.
There's a lot of bad lighting. The DOP. What were you doing?
Yeah.
It was very badly lit. It is very badly lit.
Yeah. Just like last week's Time Guardian, we need more Mark Hamill.
Need more Mark Hamill. Last week
he was the selling point.
Yeah, so was Carrie Fisher.
Exactly. That's
so
what I mean.
We need more of them.
They were the selling points. We need more of them in the film.
You gotta remember at this point, there's
a big chunk of the film where I forget Mark Hamill's even in it.
Then he returns up again. Yeah, it's like Bill Paxton was just was Aliens was 86, but Mark Hamill was still the star power, even though it was 6 years from 89, 6 years removed from Jedi. So Mark Hamill still had an audience, so he was the star power. Bill Paxton, eventually, with the likes of Apollo 13 and Twister, for that period was bigger.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It's okay. I know because that Mark Hamill was in the Flash TV series and he was voicing the Joker in eventually after this movie in Batman the Animated Series, and you could argue that he's the best Joker, but in this he goes missing for a while, and people like we were watching this movie for Mark Hamill.
And suddenly it's like, oh yeah, I forgot he was in this.
Yeah, but Mark Hamill is great in it.
He's great,
and he's really been a great.
No. Yeah, he's great in this film. It's just that there's not enough of him in this film.
Yeah. If he'd
gone down, need more Mark Hamill in this film.
Yeah, he would have the potential of being, if his career trajectory took another place, he'd have been a great movie villain.
Yeah.
Live action villain.
Yeah. So, are they making up the story as they go along?
At times it feels like yes, they are.
Yeah. Everything is primitive, yet there's a sentient android.
Makes no sense.
Yes, and they have a sand or windstorm.
Yeah. Return of the Jedi deleted scenes.
Yes.
And then George Lucas ended up getting it right in 1999 in Star Wars The Phantom Menace.
Yeah. Does this film have potential?
The idea and concept, until it starts going absolutely bat crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. The idea, the performances, but not enough to make me want to rewatch this.
Yeah, definitely. Pointless dancing.
The whole dancing scene makes absolutely no sense. It was just wasting more time to get us to the end of this film, which couldn't come fast enough.
Does orchestral music work for this film?
No. Best watch of the Alien.
Yeah, definitely. And it's giving Balloon Festival vibes at the end, sort of.
It is, and because they all live. Bill Paxton and the girl that was chasing him for ages, which you always knew were going to end up together.
Yeah.
They lived happily ever after. The android goes off into the sunset because Bill Paxton's character is chasing Bob Peck's character, who's an android, doesn't realise he's an android till blah blah blah. But then they become
characters chasing him.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Bill Paxton takes him as hostage to
He takes him as hostage, then lets him free.
Lets him free because they become friends and they find out and blah blah. Very convoluted plot, but at the end it's sort of like about friendship. And then they because Bill Paxton character wants to, that's kind of cute, wants to own his own balloon shop. And at the end, when you see all the balloons in the air, it's kind of, he gets his balloon shop. It's so lovely.
Yeah.
But is it just another case to show what you can and can't do? How much money do you think they had to spend to shoot all the aerial shots?
Yeah.
They just blow their budgets on that. That's why most of it's a load of rubbish.
Yeah, probably.
So, is that
So
your
that's
notes?
it. That's the notes. Yeah.
Convoluted movie. Had a little bit of potential, but not
Boring.
too much. And we were looking at our phones at times
Yeah,
just
so
to look for information about the film.
Well, not even that. I think at one point I was playing a game. I was still
So
paying attention.
I was paying attention because Bill
trying
Paxton,
trying to
the
pay
late great Bill
attention, but
Paxton.
it was very hard to maintain that attention.
Yeah, so that explains.
So yeah.
So I'm glad I watched it.
How many stars?
I can't give it more than 2.
Yeah, same. Bad movie.
It's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie.
And that's unless you just want to watch Bill. If you could isolate all the Bill Paxton scenes,
Yeah.
just watch all Bill Paxton being Bill Paxton.
I think but I mean, if they were to remake it today, I think it has potential.
Yeah, but Bill Paxton.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't mean with the same cast.
They could do something like
They
a
could
modern
do-
day B movie, yeah.
Or even TV movie or TV show.
Because it would film cheaper with drones. But back to this movie.
Filming would have been easier.
Yeah.
This is about this movie. And I've
Yeah.
finished now.
So
Sign off.
yes. So that's
So I've been Charlie. This has been Jedi Master Stevie. We are chilling the popcorn. Like and subscribe.
she's my Padawan.